It's peach season, and one of the best things to do with peaches is to eat them right off the tree if you have one. But after a while, you begin to want a little bit more variety. So I've got some ideas for ways that you can use fresh peaches. They're not peeled, they're just washed up and chopped. And you may want to add a little fruit fresh to them to keep them from darkening, but they're pretty much straight. So the first one I'm going to do is make a parfait out of yogurt. So I've got about 6 ounces of yogurt, and to that could be a cup, and I'm adding about a tablespoon of honey. Now this is plain yogurt, so there's no sugar already added to it. You want to stir that in nicely. And this is a parfait, so we're going to layer it, which means that it's nice if you can kind of showcase it. So I've got a taller glass here, and we'll put some in the bottom. And then we'll get a few of our chopped peaches and put a layer of those in. And you can measure this if you want to, but part of the fun of it is just letting it be more of a loose type of entertainment here. Put another layer of the yogurt on. And this will make a couple of yogurt parfaits, which is always nice because you usually have somebody there besides you. A few more peaches on the top. And then often it's nice to have something that's got a little bit of crunch to it. So we have a little bit of granola. You could use any kind of cereal that you happen to have on hand. Just kind of crunch it up a little bit and sprinkle that over the top, and there you have a peach parfait. So that one's really easy, real fast. The thing that took the most time was, of course, washing the peaches and chopping them, and that didn't take much time at all. Another one that's real fast that you're probably real familiar with is putting some peaches on top of your breakfast cereal. I've got the same yogurt here, but it could be toasted O's, it could be cornflakes, it could be whatever you happen to have. A little bit of milk. And because the peaches are so sweet, you won't need any sugar, and that one's ready to go. Now this also incorporates some fruit into your breakfast besides the traditional orange juice, which most of us keep eating year-round when we don't need to because we have all these other terrific things which provide a lot of the same nutrients. This one is a salad. I've got spinach. You could use whatever kind of green you happen to have. Very, very simple. I'm going to put a few peaches on here, and that gives it a little bit of sweetness. Remember that tomatoes are also really a fruit also, so that substituting other fruits on top of salads is always a great way to go, whether you have berries or peaches or whatever. I toasted up a few almonds. You could use toasted pecans, toasted walnuts, toasted whatever kind of nut you've got. And then a little bit of your favorite cheese, maybe an ounce or so of your favorite cheese. I'm using blue cheese because I think it makes a really nice contrast with the peaches. But you could use cheddar or Parmesan, whatever you happen to have. You might also want to think about what's going to give you some color contrast and prettying it up. And then about a tablespoon of your favorite vinaigrette. A light vinaigrette if you're watching calories, a full-fledged one if you're not so much, if you're maintaining something else or reducing something else. And you might want to toss that. You might want to just leave it like that and let people kind of toss it as they eat. Again, very simple, very, very quick. Now the last one is probably my favorite, and part of that is because I am not a big peanut butter and jelly person. I love peanut butter, but not with jelly. So this, it's a little bit sweeter than I like, so this works really well. You just spread the peanut butter out however thick you want on some kind of a whole grain bread preferably, and then you take the peaches, and you can either slice them here, might make it a little bit easier than chopped, and you spread them around, and these are straight peaches, in this case, with a slight bit of pudding as well, since my spoon was in the pudding. And then you put the lid on and kind of squish it down. And you can cut it in half if you want to, but to me this is something that you just lean over the plate and catch any peach that happens to fall out. And it's got all the sweetness that the peach would have, but it's less sweetness than jelly would have. So it's kind of a nice in-between, and it's a little bit better for you too because it doesn't have as much of the sugar. And for those people who are maybe diabetic and watching the amount of refined sugar that they take in, this is a really good option. So I hope you saw something here that will spark your imagination besides just maybe my absolute favorite way, which is grabbing a peach and biting in. For Oklahoma Gardening, this is Barbara Brown.